Well, I got a question.
Of course you do. Go ahead.
Where was everybody at during the night last night?
With the storm that came through?
I was up till 4:30 watching James Spann. At the line of storms coming through, and there was an 800-mile long line with, I forgot how many tornadoes they said was in that line. It was, hitting from the north to the south.
Okay.
And when they said it was dying down and settling down and hitting some good weather, good air, I went to bed and it was about 4:30 this morning. And that's the way I am during bad weather. I'll stay up and watch it till it passes.
What kind of physical reaction do you have when you're watching the weather till 4 in the morning?
You try to hold it together, and you get to some point when you just can't, during the storm, you just can't hold it together anymore. You're just, only way I could get over it is if everybody comes to the storm pit, I could settle down. Because I didn't want one other person to get hurt with a tornado.
Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. I was fortunate to be one of the therapists that came out after the Palm Sunday tornado. We did, I think, several months of group therapy with the survivors.
I had something very different happen last night. So we're all, the crew here is basically in one house. It's like 7 guys in one room. There's 2 bunk beds, and they're all twin beds. We pushed them all together and slept in one bed last night. But I don't know what time it was. Maybe it felt like it was late. But I passed right on out. And then the room woke up. Other guys in the room woke up. This huge lightning smashed right outside the window, lit the whole room up. I opened my eyes, I closed them, and I went right back to sleep.
Well, I'm sitting here reading your stuff.
Is that unusual?
That's very usual. That's
Okay.
normal for me.
I hope that the group therapy session and sessions, the 2 of them, can help shed light and give a safe space 30 years later. Everybody works through their grief, their anguish, their pain, their sorrow in some way. And emotion is one of those things that we use. Emotion, in that sense, you move through, right? Emotion. What goes through your mind when you see lightning like that? And just you ignore it? Do you pass it? What do you feel?
Well, in a way, I'm a bit jealous. And not in a, I don't know how to say that in a more appropriate way, because I know that what you feel is difficult and that is hard. But I wish I had a little bit of that, a little fear.
Well, I wished I had what you had.
Well, let's meet in the middle, because it feels like you need to be a little closer to me and I could be a little closer to you.
Yes.
For me, it feels like it's less of a joy of storms. It's more of a lack of, and it's more of a numbness.
For years after the tornado, I would develop escape routes when I would go into buildings that had wide roof spans.
Still do.
And I would assess where the storage rooms were, where the restrooms were, and I would know where those were before I would be able to kind of relax, even on a sunny day. In like Walmart's, big department stores, they would be the worst, because I would always look up and I'll say, oh, this is not good, because if this comes down, I know what's going to happen.
Do you ever remember explaining that to kids or anyone around you? If you were thinking about it? Did you ever articulate it, you think, or you kept it in?
I just kept it in.
Okay.
And I think, I've never thought about it before, but I think because of that day, I kept a lot of other things in, and perhaps that was the beginning of problems in relationships. Not wanting to experience that hurt.
Yeah.
And that comes across sometimes as being able to protect yourself.
One of the things that maybe would be helpful to understand is what the trauma was like for the first responder and what that is like for you. Could you talk about that, Mike?
I can. what occurred with me is peripheral to your story. I was fortunate to be in the vicinity that put me in the time and place to witness what had occurred and to to initiate the mass of people that showed up at your church and literally move that building brick by brick, block by block, board by board, things the size of this table by hand and recover everybody in that building. During that initial effort, you think you're the strongest guy in the world because you want to be, because people that are counting on you to do what you've promised you will do. And that was a sacred, to me, responsibility to do everything I could. And I feel it to this day. Some mornings it's a little rough to get the tractor started and get out of bed. And there are some other ongoing issues, and that's not a complaint. It was certainly worth the price to come together in a group like this to see the real heroes, all of you. And I was there that Easter morning. When I saw you go up to that lectern with all those folding chairs and every news TV camera on the face of the planet pointed right at her and delivered the Easter service in a back brace with 2 black eyes, 25 feet away from where her daughter was.